In 2017, this teenage boy decided to drop out of school to support his single mother. However, he never imagined how his life is going to enormously transform in the next 6 years. Because within the span of those 6 years, he went from not being able to afford food to driving with his mother in his own Rolls-Royce. Now, I know what you are thinking. How this 23-year-old man by the name of Iman Gadzhi can become a multimillionaire at such a young age. Most importantly, how he managed to transform his life in such a short time. Well, I also went through the same question, but when I read his entire story, I became convinced that anyone can achieve this lifestyle that we always dreamt of, because in a man's own words.
Listen to me, I am you, you are me, we are no different. Every day, which meant I was also going to the gym every single day, I was committed to reading a book every single week, meditating every day, and all of this while I was broke, while I had nothing to my name, but I was building me, I was building my character, I was building my discipline, and discipline is far, far more important than motivation.
So, how exactly a man became a multimillionaire at the age of 21? And what are his money-making secrets that we are never taught in the school? Let's find out in this video. To understand his million-dollar strategy, it is important to dig deep into his history, from where he derives his motivation every single day. Moreover, if he had not been through the darker days of his childhood, then he would not be standing in the place where he is today. So, to begin with, let's head straight to South Russia, where a man is born in this little town called Unmasking. Unfortunately, a man never got to see his father, as he left his family months before he was even born. Now you can imagine the responsibility that his mother had on her shoulders, but despite facing all the challenges, his mother worked 3 jobs to take care of a man. However, keeping in mind the location of the town, there were not enough opportunities for a man to grow in his life, because Dagestan is an industrial area where major industries of oil and textile dominate the region. Luckily, when he was 14, a door of opportunity was opened after his mother started dating his stepfather, who was born in London. Soon, Iman and his mother moved to London when his stepfather convinced them to live with him. But as amazing as this story sounds, something bigger was waiting for them in London. You see, after a few months of moving to one of the biggest economies in the world, Iman's mother separated from his stepdad. This, in return, created a more complicated situation for their lives, as they neither had any means to take care of their expenses nor had any experience in an all-new country, leaving Iman with no other option than to take care of himself and his mother while pursuing school. But if you look at the positive side of this situation, this is the best thing that happened in a man's life, because this is the moment that pushed him to unleash his true personality. This is the moment that convinced him to believe that no matter what stage of life you are in, you can always make enough money to fulfill all your needs. And that is what he did. After realizing the gravity of his circumstances, Iman began looking for money-making opportunities online. Surprisingly, his first business was the one that we might not ever heard of. Specifically speaking, he began his career by buying newly established Instagram accounts at a cheaper price and sold them to a potential client who found value in that account. However, he failed miserably after no one was ready to buy this profile. Still, he was not ready to give up, because this was just the beginning of his business career. Deep down in his heart, Iman knew that he could become a great entrepreneur, so he began by testing the skills he was good at. For example, since childhood, Iman has been passionate about fitness, and there were times when he spent days studying personal training manuals. So after realizing his potential, he began asking his friends and their families to allow him to train them at a reasonable price. Luckily, this strategy worked. At the age of 15, he was making a few £100s per month from this business. Now, at this stage, any teenager could have spent this money on buying expensive groceries or partying with their friends. But the money-making secret that Iman applied was he reinvested his money in his own business by purchasing this £400 Canon camera. The purpose behind this gadget was to not only motivate others by sharing his journey on social media, but also build a portfolio that can be used to set up future businesses.
I want to do is I want to take this, I want to share my journey. If that inspires and that motivates people along the way.
For example, he now offers a $3,000 course in which he teaches how anyone can set up a successful social media marketing agency. We will talk about this a few minutes later, but let's get back to his story and find out how he managed to reach this far. So, after buying this camera and uploading a couple of videos, Iman started to recognize his art of creating good content. Although his channel was maintaining an average of 10 to 15K views, this gave him enough confidence to create his own digital marketing agency. Moreover, in 2016, the market size of digital marketing was $7 to $2 billion and was also growing at the rate of 22%, which was better than earning a few £100 by helping others get fit. But Iman was still new to this business, and he did not even know what price he must charge for his service, how he must approach a client, or talk to a stranger who might create a significant revenue to his business. However, there was one thing that was helping him in the background. It was his habit of reading life-changing books every week. Now, there are thousands of people who, despite reading a book, never take action on the lessons learned. But the secret that helped him make millions is that he not only followed every lesson he learned, but also executed them wherever necessary. For example, whenever anyone tried to push him down or stop him from fulfilling his objectives, he decided to cut off negative people from his life.
Fine. Honestly, I would rather be alone with my own thoughts than with people who are negative, berate what I'm trying to do in my life, because at the end of the day, those people are just scared that you're going to rise up and find no use from them anymore.
Or when he felt that he was shy in talking to potential clients, he set the goal of talking to strangers every day, so that it can help him build confidence in his business.
I would actually set a challenge to myself to give a compliment every single day to just one stranger.
Most importantly, he remained patient during this entire process and took one step each day.
You'll realize that all you have to do is follow the steps that I took, which was blindly put one foot forward in front of the other every single day for years. And then half a decade later, look back and think, wow, what have I just accomplished?
So after preparing himself for months, Iman found a potential client at a football club where he used to play every week. As their social media channel was not performing well, Iman offered the owner of the club to give him the opportunity to manage their account.
We got in contact with the owner. So the owner, the coach, and I had a conference call while I was in America about me possibly running their social media. So that's confirmed right now. I'm going to be taking over their Instagram, help grow their Instagram for them, and do posts for them.
Keeping in mind that Iman charged them only £75 per week, this experience with the first client unlocked the doors for him to exploit the entire digital marketing industry, which has now crossed the $500 billion mark. This means every marketing agency can charge different prices for different clients. Now, many could call this unfair, but when you give value to a customer or solve their problem that no one else was able to solve before, then the price could be anything. And this is where Iman found the secret to his multi-million-dollar empire.
I always tell people, like, don't do packages.
Yes.
Don't do packages, and also your pricing should be different per client.
From negotiating with potential clients to charging thousands of dollars for training a company.
Actually extending my trip, I have a 2-day training with a company out here called Motivate Design. So if you guys don't already know, for a 2-day training, I charge $20,000.
Iman finally entered the door where he can fulfill all his dreams.
What you look like from like 10, 11, 12, no, probably like even 8, 7, 9. I have imagined myself and imagined myself with a Rolex. Like, it's awful.
Right here with the Platinum Daytona.
Which would you say is your favorite?
Out of these, 100% platinum. I remember I requested this watch from Rolex in 2020, and no one really wanted them like they want them now. So yeah, what can I say? It's there, it makes a statement, but it doesn't need to scream too loud.
But as amazing as his story looks, there were unexpected challenges that he never imagined in his life. Sometimes he failed to achieve his target.
Just make 15,000. That doesn't mean have 15,000 in my bank account at the end of the year or whatever. Make 15,000 pounds in a year's time.
I set that goal on the 19th, 11 days ago, and since then I've made £514 and 89 pence. So 11 days, £515.
Sometimes client refused to sign him a deal.
Yeah, not entirely sure what happened. I'm sure there is a viable reason. Obviously, like a client's never just not gonna show up and not tell you, or at least at this stage of the sales process. So I'm sure there must be a very...
And sometimes he lost more than 50% of his clients after becoming overconfident.
I end up losing 50% of my clients, and once again, I take full responsibility for that, because I would say that I got complacent, I didn't stay on the cutting edge of things, and for that reason, a few of my clients actually dropped me, and I'm more than happy.
Well, the truth is the challenges will always be there, and no matter how many secrets you can note down, we should neither give excuses.
Never made any excuses for my age or, being in school or, not having rich parents, or I bootstrapped this entire fucking thing, and that's everything I've done up until this point. Everything I've done has been without zero investment, without zero fucking guidance, with, every single excuse that most people give.
Nor let our ego consume our lives.
Success in the first place, which is constantly being a student, constantly keeping my ego intact, not staying comfortable, constantly learning, and as I said, keeping myself as a student. That is what brought me success in the first place.
And this man is a living example of how anyone can become a millionaire if he has the desire to become one. As of today, Iman runs his marketing agency company by the name of IAC Media, which generates an average revenue of more than $2 million a year. Moreover, he is on a mission to change the education system by offering digital marketing courses and uploading self-development videos on his channel, so that no one has to go through the same situation he was in. This is why he also spends 10% of his yearly income on building schools in developing countries. So, what are your views about the money-making secrets of Iman Gadzhi? Tell us in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the like button.